everyone, welcome back to Denim Vixen. It's Cathy, and it is that time of the month again. Nope, not that time of the month. Time to touch up my roots. Actually, it's been a little too long since I've touched up my roots, and I can't stand it anymore. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying that I am not a professional hairdresser. I'm also not a professional makeup artist. I just like to do a lot of things on my own and just figure things out, and this is a method that has worked really well for me in my root touch-up. Now I'm going to use the Revlon Luxurious Colorsilk Buttercream in dark brown. So a lot of times in order to save, not that it's that super expensive, but hey, why waste? I will measure out half the product into this neat little application bottle, and it has the neat little measuring lines on the outside to make it super easy. And I'll just use this the first time. Since I've already used half the product, I can just use the bottle that it came with just to save from having to clean up the other bottle, and just mix everything here and use this. Now I've got separate gloves, and I think I've already used the conditioner out of this, so I'll just have to use one of my deep conditioners that I already have. But overall, it usually turns out great. Now let's get started. I like to put a thin layer of Vaseline around my hairline to protect my skin from any stains from the hair color. If you clip your hair out of the way into different sections while you're working, this does make it a little easier for application. You don't have to do this, but I find it's easier for me. I feel like the grays are most obvious where you part your hair, so I always start at my part. As you can see, I'm just going to apply a very, very small amount of the hair color right there along the part. I'm going to kind of blend it in with my free hand, and then I like to part a very, very small section very close to that. You can see I'm going to just continue to apply the hair color right there where I part it, and then just blend it in so that it all gets mixed up in there and kind of blends together. You just want to do maybe about half an inch or so, or at least however long your roots are. Hopefully your roots aren't longer than half an inch. Now just continue doing this and work your way around your head through each different section. Grays are most obvious around your hairline, so I always like to go back and apply a very, very small amount right there at the hairline just to make sure I don't miss it. The back can get a little tricky, so I just kind of wing it, but you might want to use a mirror to be a little more precise. And of course, I like to clean up any excess with a makeup wipe because I always have drips. Now you want to go back and kind of fill in any areas that you might have missed with the excess that's left in the bottle. Just kind of blend it in. Now I'll clip my hair back up. I'm going to pull my hair back in a clip and let the hair color work its magic. It's been 25 minutes. I just rinsed the hair color out and deep conditioned it. Now I'm just going to style as usual. So there you go. Wasn't that easy? I saved a lot of time. I didn't have to make an appointment to get into a salon, and I saved a lot of money by doing it myself. And I can hear my hair just thanking me for coloring it and touching up those gray roots. At least I'm thanking myself for doing it. So since I used a box of color that I had already opened and used in a previous hair coloring session, I already had used the deep conditioner that came with it. So this time I just used a protein pack, deep conditioning protein pack from Palmer's, and used this as a deep conditioner right after I rinsed out the color. And my hair is so soft and so smooth. I am in love, love, love right now. One tip for after you do color your hair, you probably should wait at least 24 hours to wash it. You don't have to, but I think that it gives your hair a chance to really absorb that color. It kind of lets that color soak in. And you don't want to wash it out after you just did all that. I mean, it didn't take that long, but still, it's a lot of work. You don't want it to go anywhere. So I suggest waiting at least 24 hours, maybe even 48 hours. I don't plan on washing my hair until for 2 days. We'll see if I can hold out 2 days. Now, as you saw, I just did the root area. I think it's a good idea just to do the roots maybe every 2 or 3 times in a row, and then maybe like your 4th time, pulling the color all the way through your hair. I just did a video on Healthy Look Semi-Permanent Color, which I think is a great product to use for a full hair brightening up type product. You'll know that if you do color your hair a lot, your hair does tend to become porous over time and will really start absorbing that hair color. So if you do a dark brown like me, if I were to take that through and pull it through every single time I colored my hair, not only would it dry it out even more than it kind of already is, it'll look really, really dark, which I think sometimes when you do your hair too dark, it just doesn't look natural. So unless you just don't want to look natural, I suggest not pulling it through every single time you do a root touch-up. So that's how I do my hair. Hopefully it helped you if you're thinking about coloring your own hair or touching up your own roots and have been a little hesitant to do it. It's really, really simple. And if you just do it the way that I showed you, hopefully you'll have just as good a result as me. It's always a good idea if it's your first time coloring your hair to maybe go one shade lighter than you think that you need. And then you can always go darker if you feel like you need something a little darker, but it's really hard to go from dark to light, if you know what I mean, if you get the wrong color. So those are my helpful tips. Hopefully you learned something today. If not, hope you enjoyed watching me do my hair. I know my hair is a lot happier now than it was when I started this video, and hopefully you'll come back. I do new videos every Wednesday and Friday, and sometimes I'll sprinkle in a few other ones, so join me again, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching.